Hello, how are we doing? Welcome to Mobility Pilates. We're going to get going in just a few seconds. We're going to be mobilising the synovial fluid within the joints, getting the back moving, get the posterior chain alive, awake. So we're going to be focusing a lot on back extension, building the muscles in the back, in the glutes, in the hamstrings, while focusing on mobility for this session. So as long as you are feeling fit and well in yourself and you're able to do so, we shall begin, and let's get warmed up. So we first off want to find our neutral stance, making sure we're in our optimal position before we move anywhere, bringing everything into the core. So when we inhale, we fill the lungs, we fill the lower part of the lungs, fill the abdominals, and exhale, we drive everything into the belly button. We're not sucking in, we are exhaling, creating a 360 corset effect on the abdominals. Inhale, feel that 360 expansion, exhale. Exhale, we feel that connection, that contraction. So we inhale, everything descends, the diaphragm and the pelvic floor descend, and as we exhale, we get the 360 contraction, the pelvic floor and the diaphragm ascend and support with that connection. So the breath is integral for what we want to achieve when it comes to Pilates and strengthening our core. So a few more times, we're going to inhale, find the bottom of the lungs, bottom of the ribs, take a deep breath in, and exhale, like you're blowing out 100 birthday cake candles. Blow all the way to the end, feel the abdominals kicking in. This time we're going to lift the chest a little bit more. Inhale, and then exhale, everything comes in. Bend the knees, wrap the hands around the pelvis, and let's rock the pelvis forward and back. So moving forward and back through that chain of motion, keeping the toes pinned to the floor, big toes in particular, so we get the inside of the leg fired up, we get that medial stimulation, which a lot of us do tend to lack, so it's good to get that engagement going. So we exhale as we pull the pelvis forward, inhale, push it back, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If this is a bit too fast for you, you can slow down. Keeping the knees bent, bring that hands to the bottom of the rib cage, circle through the pelvis one way, then the other. Our aim is to keep from the rib cage up, still, and the movement comes from the mid-thoracic region of the spine, sort of around the bra strap line, for those of you who it applies to, for you ladies who it applies to. So around the bra strap line down, around that area, and then up is still. Good stuff, couple more. All right, lengthen out through the legs, bring the pelvis to neutral, so 3 points of the pelvis looking forward. Inhale, lift up, open the chest, let's take a roll down. Unraveling your vertebra one at a time, dangling the arms in front, dangling the head. Feel that stretch through your hamstrings, your back. And then in your own time, roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. Pelvis to neutral, chest proud, inhale, lift. Exhale, open the chest, drop your head around your shoulders again, let's roll. So we're going to be quite dynamic, we're going to move quite quickly through this warm-up so we can get it done, so we can feel good, so we can move on to a lot more activities, a lot more exercises, and really make the most of our 30-minute session. So rolling up, pelvis forward, inhale, open this time. So if you're not already there, come to the back of your mat. Walk forward into down dog. We're going to do about 6 or 8 pedal pushes. Now really drive your heart towards your shins. Then walk the hands back in. Bend your knees, roll up. As you do, pelvis to neutral. Big breath in at the top. Exhale, open out through the chest. Again, drop the head around the shoulders. Let's roll down. Again, walk forward into down dog. So again, we're moving quite quickly through this. You can go at your own pace. Don't worry what pace I'm going at. As long as you are rolling up, taking your time, thinking about how to restack each vertebra one at a time. Come into neutral. Inhale at the top, circle round, dropping the head round in the shoulders, roll down. Again, go at your own pace into down dog. So mobilizing through the feet, through the toes, All right, I'm going to do this one more time through, depending on where you are. Either come with me or continue to work at your own pace. Creating that movement through the shoulders as we go as well. Walk it in and roll up. Big circle at the top and down. Okay, into an easy squat. Now we're coming up onto the toes. Go again. Easy squat and then up onto the toes. So as we come into our squat, big toes in contact with the ground, heels down. So we're not lifting the toes, we're not lifting the heels off the floor. Very simple with our squats and calf raise. So let's have a little bit more rotation, mobility going on here. So we're going to rotate one way, then we're going to rotate the other way, then come up onto the toes. Again, so we rotate. Again, we try not to drop out through the chest. We're keeping the chest lifted, we're keeping our core strong. So we rotate as we come down, one way, then the other way. We come up and then down. So we're going to do this a few more times as we come up and come down, feeling that strength in the lower body. Mobilizing through the shoulders as we do though. Right, one more time here. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to go into an arabesque, bring the leg back, both arms forward at the moment. So we're reaching forward with the arms, and our aim is to get the biceps by the ears as we go. Keeping the pelvis looking front and not twisting out. So by not twisting out, I mean we're not twisting out to here. So both arms, one leg. Pretty incredible if you could do both legs at the same time, I must say. All right, let's have our little add-in. So let's put the two together. So we squat one way, squat rotate the other way, into our arabesque, into our dive, one leg, then the other leg, then look up, look above your horizon, lift all the way up onto your toes, then come back down. So our squat rotations, arabesque, each side, lift up, so we're not here when we come up, pelvis to neutral, lift up through the chest all the way up and down. Alright, so we're going to have a little change if you want to. Here's our add-in. Arabesque, pull the knee through, into our arabesque again, then back up. Same again, the other leg. Arabesque, knee pull, arabesque. We come down, then we come up onto the toes. And take your time. Enjoy the movements. I know you're going to be feeling this in your shoulders now as well, which is ideal. You want the shoulders to be working as well. Ooh. A little bit wobbly there. Take the leg back. Knee pull forward. Back and down. Right, we're going to do this twice more. And then we're going to come down to the ground. So our rotation. Squat rotation. Arabesque. Again, up to you if you want to do the knee pull. We're getting into the glutes, hamstrings. This is a great one. I love arabesques. Mainly because you get so much glute work and hamstring work. Great for balance. Each side. This is our final one. Focus on that balance. Heel down, big toe down. Core is always connected, of course. Reach up onto the toes, circle down, and then drop the head around the shoulders. Let's roll all the way down. Walk forward into down dog and hold. Feel that stretch in the backs of the legs, in the calves, hamstrings, of course. and then come onto all fours, arch through the back and sit back into child's pose. And just hold. Enjoy that moment. All right, up onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we've got that hip distance and shoulder distance. Be mindful we're not pushing back. We want to be pushing forward into the hands. Heels of the hands on the floor. Retract your scapula, so you're going to feel it around about here, just under your scapula, where you're pulling your scapula down. So slide opposite arm to leg away. Lift, lower, slide it back in. Same again the other side. Slide, lift, lower, slide. So this is option 1 that we start with. We get used to the sliding, so we're in contact with the floor. And then we can start progressing a little bit more. Opposite arm to leg. Extend and then bring it back. So we can feel this in the glutes and in the shoulders. So we are driving forward, push forward into that shoulder rather than shying away from it. Again, be mindful we're not rotating through the pelvis to achieve a greater lift on the leg. All right, opposite arm to leg. Circle the leg one way, circle the other way, then bring it back in. So a little bit more glute action, hip action, then bring it back in. Same again, opposite arm to leg. Circle the leg one way, circle the other way. Great core stability from here as well. We are lengthening all the way from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes as much as possible. Fantastic. Should we add in a little bit? I reckon so. Opposite arm to leg, circle the leg, one way then the other way, then bring the knee up to the same elbow, extend back and bring it in. Same again. Opposite arm to leg, circle, circle, then bring the knee to the same elbow, and then back down. We bring it. Now we're trying not to lose height. We do want to maintain a really good level of height of that leg. So we exhale, squeeze the abdominals, push into that arm. So you drive forward, pushing into it. Exhale as you go to create that foundation and that strength. Ooh. All right, we're going to do one more time either side. Before we move on. Ooh. And before we have a little rest. Not quite done with the 4-point kneeling. Sit back into child's pose. And relax through your back. Relax those wrists. So we're going to come into a little bit of a flow. So we come onto our front. Arms either side in a capital E position, shoulders back. And we're going to be opposite arm to leg. Lift, lower. Then elbows under shoulders, shoulders back. As you exhale, lift your chest off the floor into cobra. Hold, feel that stretch in the abdominals, and then lower back down. Same again, opposite arm to leg even. Not same arm, same leg. Once either side, elbows under, shoulders back, and lift. And then come back down. So option 2 for this is elbows under, hands on the floor, and we come up to here. So shoulders back, make sure we're not lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. That's one thing we really need to ensure about. Then we come back down and go again. Now we are going to be coming up into down dog very shortly. So whichever version you're doing, we're going to go up now. for either option 1 or 2. Hands down. We come up. Press the knees into the floor. Tuck the toes, come up into down dog. So that wonderful stretch in down dog. We then push forward into plank. You can be on your knees or your toes. And then we lower the heart down towards the floor. We go wide again. So opposite arm to leg. Elbows under, hands down, or just onto the elbows. We come up. Walk the hands in slightly. Onto the knees, tuck the toes, come up into down dog. Push forward into plank for 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Now again, you can go on your knees for that, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to go a little bit higher with this. Options, elbows under shoulders or hands under shoulders. Shoulders back, lift, up into cobra. We tuck the toes, come up into down dog. Hold your pose. Push forward into plank. And then lower. So when we lower down, the elbows are skimming the rib cage. They're not flared out to the side. That's going to put a lot of strain on your rotator cuff. We need the shoulders back, in between the shoulder blades, pulled together to give us that support. So we're here. I'm going to go for the hands. You can go with whichever option suits you. Put the toes up into down dog. Push into plank. Slight forward movement of the hands. Look forward. Elbows skim your rib cage, down you go. All right, so we are going to add in a little bit more intensity. See, we're flying through this today. Flying through the progressions. So up to you if you want to add in. So we come into 3-legged dog. Option, then bring the leg back down and push forward into your plank, or 3-legged dog, push forward into plank, and then lower the chest down. We then do the other side straight away. So we lift, tuck the toes, come up, into down dog, lift the other leg into 3-legged dog, push forward into plank, look forward and drop the chest. So the whole thing all the way through. Opposite arm to leg. We do our swim. Elbows or hands under the shoulders. We come up into cobra. We tuck the toes up into down dog. Option, you go straight to plank and then the negative press, or into 3-legged dog, 3-legged plank, and then down. Up again, tuck the toes, back into down dog, 3-legged, into plank, and then down again. All right, we're going to do it 3 more times through. Just 3 more times, because we have other things we want to be doing as well. So remember, we exhale on exertion. We need to use the exhale to fire up the deep core. We lift, push forward and down. Awesome, twice more. Press the pubis down into the ground. I know you're starting to feel this. So press the pubis into the ground. Big exhale. Little squeeze of the glutes at this point to help with the back. Up into down dog. We do whichever version you want to do. Up to you. But we take our time. We're considered. All right, last time through. One more time. Really feel every movement. Enjoy every movement. As we exhale, we execute, and we inhale to prepare. This is our last one. Up into cobra and then sit back into child pose. Have a breather. Well done. How did that feel? That feel pretty good. I hope so. Alright, so we are now moving on to our backs. So take a lie down on your back, feet a comfortable distance from your bum, as we're going to come into some shoulder bridges. So again, hitting up the posterior chain even more. Relax your arms by your sides, hands on the pelvis, and make sure pelvis is level, so we're not squinting on one side. Pelvis is level, and you're pressing the lower back towards the floor, but it's not smushed against the floor. And as we exhale, we press the lower back down a little bit more, lift the tailbone and press into the heels of the feet and the big toes. Drive up, lift up onto the toes, roll down, keep the toes on the floor, heels lifted, then we roll back up. Bring the heels back down and roll down. We then extend the right leg, extend the arms. As you exhale, press the left foot into the floor and lift the right leg up to the ceiling and reach with the toes twice. Slide the leg back in, repeat on the other side. Then bring the legs back in and we roll up again. So roll up into shoulder bridge. Onto the toes, roll down. Roll back up. Heels down and roll down. Feels lovely on the back, doesn't it? And then even though we are working this right leg, that left leg is pinned to the floor and pressing down to stabilise through the pelvis. So it's not just moving the leg in isolation, we are providing support from the other side of the pelvis as well. Alright, we roll up all the way up into shoulder bridge. Up onto the toes, roll down, take your time. Now if you find you're moving up your mat, you need to be firing up your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit more and pulling yourself down towards your calves. Alright, extend. Here's the next level, extend both legs and lift your shoulders as you reach for the legs. So we're doing the right side twice first, then the left side twice. Bring the legs back in, and then we go again, up into shoulder bridge, hitting up that posterior chain. Lift and roll down. So really think about articulating through the spine. One by one, the vertebra moves. Creating that flexion, extension. We reach up, hip flexors, abdominals here. And the same principle goes. As we lift the left leg, the right leg presses into the floor to create more pelvic stability. All right, we're going to do that twice more through. Roll down, then roll up. Full body stretch again. Make sure the back isn't arching away from the floor. So 2 on one side, 2 on the other. All right, one more time through. Then we're going to come into some stretching, some hip and glute mobility stretching. Because we've done quite a lot on the glutes, hamstrings. Oh, the goodness. Oh, the goodness. The hips, glutes and hamstrings. Wonderful, bring it in. Open the hips, so the feet, the soles of the feet together, open the hips, feel that stretch on the inner thighs, feel your hips and your back let go. Relax through your toes, relax your inner thighs. Take a few deep breaths, and this time instead of exhaling and exerting, exhale to relax. And then close the knees. Place the right ankle on top of left knee. Lift the left heel, arms go wide, and we're going to drop the legs side to side. Absolutely love this mobility move. So as we drop the legs side to side, so as we drop to the right, we try and create a bigger gap between the left hip and the left rib. Same as we drop over to the left, we create that distance between the right hip and the right rib. That one more time each way. Enjoying that movement through the waist, through the hips. And if it feels good and comfortable to do so, drive the right knee away from you. Don't let the left knee drop in, keep it out to the left. Press the lower back towards the floor, lift the leg off the floor, hold behind your left knee. Relax your head down. If you find you need to lift your head up, perhaps just let go of the leg, of your left leg, and let the stretch happen whilst you're lying down instead. Enjoy that stretch. Deep breaths in and slow breaths out. Release that leg. Right foot to the floor, left ankle on top of the right knee. Lift the right heel, and we're going to drop side to side. Just like we did on the other side. And again, ease with it, creating as much space between the pelvis and the rib cage as we can. Take your time with it. If you want to pause at any point, you can pause and hold your stretch. Otherwise, we keep moving through and breathing through. Okay, one more time over to the other side. Bring it back to the center. Again, drive the left knee away, the right knee out to the right. Bring the right knee up and hold behind your right knee. Ease into it. Breathe into it. Relaxing your shoulders down. Breathing easy. Then release down. Pull the knees into the chest. Roll up to seated. Soles of the feet together. Open your hips. Drop your knees. And whilst you're here, take a few deep breaths. Be mindful that as we exhale, everything wants to soften. Everything wants to work with gravity and drop towards the floor. Breathing deeply in and slowly out. Shoulders melting away, head dropping down. You then roll up, tuck one leg under and come onto all fours. Roll through the spine one way, then the other way, mobilizing through the spine, through the hip. For arching the back, tucking the toes, coming up into down dog, doing 6 pedal pushes before landing in down dog. Really delve into this one now. Elongate your neck away from your shoulders. Press the heels of the hands into the floor. Drive your heart towards your shins. Really tuck under. Enhance that stretch. Really feel how good that is. Then walk the hands in towards the feet. Stay low. And whilst we stay low, a little bit of weight into the balls of the feet, big toes down, heels down. And then in your own time, roll up through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. Driving the pelvis to neutral, heart open, you reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, flow the arms. We step in, take a breath in, exhale down, inhale up, and again. And one more time, holding at the top. Open up your heart, palms to ceiling, and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you very much for joining me for that session. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you got on, what you enjoyed, and how you feel after it. You take care, have a great day, and I'll see you for the next one.